cannot continue to do this by myself. You know, I'm perfectly capable of doing some of the things, but, you know, some of the things don't actually make sense unless you live with somebody. I don't live with anybody. And part of this reality is that it doesn't really matter the situation. You just learn to deal with it. And I think that the part that I wasn't able to do before was to not worry about it. Part of it is that some people go through a process every moment of their life and never notice it in somebody else. Well, here's your clue. You're allowed to go to the emergency room and have a psych evaluation. You are. You absolutely can. I'm not going to show you my name, but maybe I did. Anyway. No, you might as well my birthday. In any case, I am sitting outside in a wheelchair. Because my blood pressure has been so high that I don't feel well. And, you know, the next reality being that, you know, don't take no shit from people. Let people do what they do. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes that... Oh, I have a cramp in my left thigh. Sometimes what doesn't make sense is that, you know, maybe you're not actually able to see or tell that your life does affect other people. I can't do anything for what was already said. I can't do anything for, you know, what's to come. You know, some people come out burn victims and are the most beautiful people in the world. You know, some people suffer and are the most kindest souls. And so I stand for you. I don't, you know, particularly feel that well on a lot of days. AI beated hail. How are you? Thanks for coming. That's one of the most important things for me to remind myself. It's just that, you know, I can't exactly, you know, like I can have enough answers for myself in the time I'm being, but part of it is that I think that some people get unplugged from a real system. You know, like some people buy into an idea and they never, you know, leave it. Or some people are widowed or lose somebody. And there's this sort of stagnant in between energy, and you say, what do I do? You know, like what, you know, and that's exactly where I am right now. You know, I'm I'm deciding that that's the only definition that there is. And, like as someone who's not in a relationship, like I'm not always checking on my partner, like, hey, how you doing? I live alone. But I'm in a lot of pain right now. I deal with chronic pain. And it's quite miserable some days, but I do my best to deal with it. I do believe that there's a certain level of suffrage that some people don't claim for themselves. How about that? Some of the hard paths that I go through, I try to make it easy for others. I just always have. But, do you throw that away or do you try to live with it? It's a hard choice, a little bit of both. That's the thing about, breaking old habits is that you don't always know, how to approach it. You try things so you figure out what to do. My investment in trying to figure out what to do has led me possibly in a wheelchair. But part of it being that I have to accept that that's out of my control. So I was discharged. I was sitting outside. So they called a cab for me. I went by ambulance. And I've been out here for a while. But I wanted to give an update. And so I appreciate some of the new people that have, started to understand my home. Part of my home is very, very large and open to lots of people, but not open to anybody. So, all right, take care, guys. Wish me luck. Pray for me. Pray for me. Love me.